Yo guys, what is up? Ang Plus 4. At akala ko ito na yung part natin. Dat pala tinuloy na lang natin sa first episode yung story. Tungkol lang din pala sa kwarto yung mission natin ngayon. So okay, hanapin natin yung common room
I
natin.
suppose some introductions are in order.
Okay.
It's that new fifth year.
Imelda,
Be different. Starting from
Omnis, and Sebastian. Kapangalan pa natin?
That is not helpful.
Oh, ito si Sebastian.
Can I help you? Ah, you're the new fifth year.
Tama ka dyan.
I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
Thank you. It was terrifying.
Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
Indeed.
Parang naging exciting
And how
yung
did you
kainin ka ng
escape?
dragon.
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for.
Pwede
I'm
mo
sure
turo
you'll
sa amin?
find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time. It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
Sige, sabi mo. Si Imelda at Mini. Mukhang nandito sila. Ooh.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Ay. Lalaro sila, Che.
Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Mate.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Ang ganda ng chess pag ganito nagmagalaw na.
Told you. They should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night.
Tama.
Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Yun. I wish you'd been. At na.
Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely. Perhaps one of
Palain
these
natin
days
yung
I'll
ulo
show
na-
you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kagawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the
Siya palang
castle and
batas.
around the Quidditch pitch
I
to
make
clear the
the time.
mound.
Are you a keen Wizard chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
Okay, kwento mo yun.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, yun lang. Last, si Uminis. Ano yung nihintay na dito? Parang ano parang main character yung galawan mo po. Cards.
I think I heard one.
Ano yun? Dragon?
Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new fifth year. I'm
Tama.
Ominous.
Ominous.
Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
I'd much
humble
rather
lang,
have arrived
humble.
on time and without a dragon attack en route.
I'm sure. How horrible. I can only imagine. Well, it's good to have you in Slytherin. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here.
Yun, mabait naman pala to. Mermaids pala, hindi dragon.
Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts.
Oh,
Not
big
something I'm
deal pala to.
especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
Mukhang itong
It's the
tatlong
new
karakter na
5th year
to.
Slytherin in here. Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
Okay. Mukhang tatlong karakter na to yung mga magiging close natin or kaaway. Parang gano'n. Isipin na lang natin na yung kaibigan. Ang bilis na makbo. Sige ka lang, bro. Bago mo lang. May trauma na tayo dyan eh.
Configuration's far too difficult.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Yun. Grimoire.
Here you are.
Ano yan? Ano nangyari? Oh, ano na po
What
meron?
is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be
Okay.
wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Miss Wins, Professor
Thank you,
Winsley pala.
Professor, but what do you
This
mean
ang
it will
nasa
keep track
isip
of
ko.
what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Alright.
I asked him
This way.
to tutor me in Transfiguration.
This way. May chest dito.
I
boy.
certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
Laki ng Slytherin, no?
The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Okay.
Do keep up.
Opo.
Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can provide?
Rebel. Yun. Okay. May rewards. Ba't bawal? Gusto ko makita yung rewards eh. Di ba bawalan niyo ako? Give me that. Okay, kailangan dalawa. Alright. Walang problema.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities
Ay, sorry,
like
sorry.
that, inside and outside of the castle.
Reveal you.
Revelio.
Para. Saan tayo next? Daming chest. Kala ko ba hanapin lang natin yung common room natin? Hindi tayo mag-usap. Ganun na lang.
Revelio.
You know.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Central Hall. Yun, may fast travel pala dito.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Okay. After
You
you,
can get
madam.
almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
All right.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras.
Oh.
Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Heckert in charge of our students' education in that regard.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time.
Yun.
Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that
Yun na yun.
awful
Yung ano,
dragon attack.
basic.
My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig, your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece.
Yun.
Perfectly
Talaga
good
naman.
boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself.
Okay.
Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. and invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Okay lang. Professor Fig.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about
Mali ata sinabi natin.
exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Alright. Sige, sige. Kumbaga yung mga side quest dito is... Ano dito? Tayo. More on ano lang siya.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Yes, naman, sir. Sayonara. May nakita tayong chest, boy. Hindi ko alam kung paano ano yan. Yun! Hi, classmates. Bilis naman tumakbo, Diyos ko. Okay, ang pinili natin na class ay yung defense against the dark art. May nakikita tayong chest. Uy, oh. May CCTV. Yun!
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge.
Talaga naman.
To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No?
Pwede natin ibato yung kalaban natin.
One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Labioso. Yun.
Levioso.
Panis. Namasteran natin.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Ikaw na lang kaya yung yan namin. Putang muna. Pasika tayo, boy. Labioso.
Let us begin with the basic cast.
Okay.
See how the dummy deflected your cast?
Opo.
This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprise. Good. Now, the basic cast. Well done.
Panis. Kaboy. Panis ba naman eh?
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling.
Ooh,
We'll start with you
Sebastian.
two. Duelists, take your marks.
Dalawang
for a proper
Sebastian.
Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel using
Yun.
only Levioso, basic cast, and
May
Protego.
battlefield.
You may
pa.
begin.
Hey.
Levioso. Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Good form.
I know. Protego! Stupid Protego!
Levioso.
This can't be.
Ano?
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Out of bounds, boy.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Come on, lakas namin, lumpet namin, boy. Taming ngiti namin.
I put you on the
Parang
spot,
lalait yung
and you
ngiti.
rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Haggard. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students.
Yun.
They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it.
Yung
A
puwersahan na.
classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall
thank you.
reach out soon with additional assignments.
Yun. Binigyan pa tayo ng side mission, oh. Talaga.
All right, that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Ano yung collection natin dito? Wala pa. Oh, ano to? Ano? Ay, yung statue kanina, yun lang pala yun. Ito. West. No, dalawa kailangan. Okay lang. Okay na muna. Tingnan mawalan natin yung map. Ay! Mali pala. Si Sebastian pala yung mission natin.
Nice work.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand.
Panis ka
Then
na naman,
again,
oh.
perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a
Hindi kasi natin pwede
perfect fit for a
siwalat yung
certain
mga
exclusive, unsanctioned
nakita
dueling
natin.
organization.
Sa ruins.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's
Break
joining
natin
a
yung
secret
rules.
dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you,
Dueling
Sebastian.
club.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Break ba
Till
tayo
next
ng
time.
rules?
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Kasi yung chest, may lumalabas sa chest dito eh. Sige, hayaan na natin. Alright. Punta lang natin yung next mission natin. Clock tower daw, no? Hindi ko sure kung dito yan. Oh, excuse lang, oh. Hindi man lang na-reveal yung grades natin doon. Charm class na to.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit.
Charm class na pala. Akala ko doon tayo sa clock tower. Gusto ko duel na yan eh. Mukhang maangas pakinggan eh.
Here, behind you.
Nasa
There is
side
an
o
open
na
seat here.
Thank you.
Let's be friends.
Hello, I am Nettie.
Nati.
So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Okay.
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5
magiging
of
masaya
charms.
yung class
Now,
natin
this
dito,
will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
How about the new student?
I am afraid it is too late to study now.
Yun, na-confiscate pa nga. Sorry.
My, the summer
Sorry,
months must have
Nati.
really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even
Bakit
remember
pala
how to
natin
perform
si
a basic
ano?
summoning charm?
Si Sebastian.
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Yun. Panis ka na naman, boy.
Accio.
Accio pala. Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice.
Tama-tama dyan.
Keep at it.
May point ka
You
doon.
might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Yun. Mukhang kwela yung teacher, yung professor natin na to, ah.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test. Right?
Yun. Yun.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Ano gawin namin?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at your last possible moment. Now, think of this. Stay focused.
Ay, sorry. Sorry, Arcane.
Excellent control there.
Ah, okay.
Splendid! Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Watch this. That is how it's done.
Accio. Very good.
30.
There we go.
Gumahulog. Oo, anong babangga? Gagangster
Quite
ka na, Onay.
impressive. Let us
Onay.
see.
Tama, Onay. Kala ko, unanay.
Phew.
Accio. Not to worry.
Iba to, iba ka. Lakas. Saan haon?
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
1-0, 1-0.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Okay.
Here we go.
Saik mo na, Onay.
Accio. Excellent control there.
Uy,
Bisha.
lugas naman, ano?
There we go.
No, my friend. Fifty.
Brilliant. Watch this. Phew.
Accio. Don't lose your composure.
Madugas.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Grabe ka, Nati.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here.
Tama na.
It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Grabe naman yung Shirley daw, magic speaker.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Nice one, nice one. Okay.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting.
Okay, okay.
Until next time.
Until next time, my friend.
Of course.
Professor.
You can.
A word, if you would.
If you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You know it won't work on humans.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Thank you,
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Revelio. Hello, you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his.
Well,
better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Revelio.
Oh.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 1750.
And by the
Ano ginagawa dito?
the Minister for Magic was Albert.
Revelio.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling lies.
I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flat.
Oh, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flag?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't get Peeves a swag. She says it's a boot, and he says it's a flag.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boots and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black.
Revelio.
Saan natin sagutan to? Di ko mag-gets pa kung paano yung mga ganyan.
I wish teachers wouldn't ask questions. I'm always tongue-tied.
Revelio.
Grabe, ang taas. Saan na tayo nito? Bilis, tumakbo.
Nice to see you.
Hi.
Meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Yun, din tayo.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing.
Sa Harry Potter.
Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near, what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me.
Well, wait, sorry
Isn't
talaga,
there?
Professor Fig.
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've
Masyadong
asked your
maliwanag dat
professors
pala,
to help
babaan natin
hasten
ang
your
onting
progress
brightness.
with some extra
Tinodo ko eh.
assignments.
Para sagad na.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
Good, more magics to come.
There's an Ollivanders in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Ito yung partner in crime. Okay, malakas si Nati, si Onai. Pero I think Sebastian na lang.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Okay. Ayusin natin talaga yung settings talaga natin. Saan ba natin yan? Yan. Tingnan natin medyo aayon. Medyo okay na rin. Pero hanggang dito na lang muna. Maraming salamat sa panonood. Peace out.